Day number 13. This is actually supposed to be a video for day 12, but yesterday I actually spent the entire day out seeing my uncle and his partner down in Nusa Dua, and we went to Uluwatu and through all of the different temples and down that way and to Padang Beach, and it was a really good day out, and it was my first big day out since starting a juice fast, and I got a little bit tired. So when I got home last night, I didn't make a video, and probably you see I'm a little bit tired today as well. And I think it's for that exact reason that I actually did a lot more yesterday than what I have been on this fast, but also because I'm now into day 13, so I'm reaching deeper and deeper levels of cleansing that I've not reached before, and I can definitely feel it. And one thing that I can actually feel today is a bit of a tickle in my throat and a bit of a blocked up nose. Now, I actually very much expected this to happen right around now. There's some talk about water fasting, where how many days you go back on your water fast is actually how many days back in your life you need to go for what may be coming up at that time. Now, taking that into consideration, I sort of think that is true with juice fasting as well. However, except for, I think, for maybe every couple of days you go back on a juice fast, it actually equals how many years in your life. So right now I'm on day number, let's say 12, 13, feeling this. So what was my life like 6 years ago? 6 years ago, I was 22 years old, and I was eating, because it was right when I was starting to get into the gym, so I was eating a lot of meat and dairy. Because of that, I had really bad sinuses, and I absolutely just lived off, the spray that you put up your nose where it says don't use for any more than 3 days. I lived off that stuff for a good 3 to 4 years. So I believe I'm starting to cleanse a lot of that mucus and stuff that I suppressed with the nose spray for so many years, and that's starting to come out now, and I think that's why I'm getting blocked up. So I knew this was going to come up. I 100% knew that I'd start, dispelling stuff from my nose, because I suppressed that for so way too long, for a good 3 to 4 years. So that's my update anyway. So I guess we can call this day 13 then. Also, videos are getting harder to make because of the fasting summit is in exactly 1 week. Exactly 1 week from today, the fasting summit kicks off. So there's a lot of stuff going on there. So these videos might go out to 3 days, every 3 days, but I'll see how I go. Now, fasting to lose weight. I'm ummed about this topic because I didn't know whether I was going to make it or not, but every second email that I get is that's what people want to do fasting for. Now, let me start off by saying fasting will absolutely make you lose weight, 100%. Or if you're underweight, it'll actually make you gain weight if you do the right protocols. But if your whole goal to fast is to lose weight, you're never going to sustain that weight loss long term. So let me explain. So I believe that most people have gained weight for a multitude of reasons, and it's probably not what you think, which is sugar. That's probably not the highest cause. The highest cause is fat in the cells, which comes from dead animals and dairy, all animal products and protein. Will store up a lot of fat in the cells. As you fast, you'll begin to cleanse those cells. They'll start to neutralize, and then those toxins, especially when you juice fast, the nutrients from the juice will neutralize those toxins and pull them out of your body. Especially if you're doing things like colon cleansing and activated charcoal as well, it's going to assist that process. So really, the problem with losing weight is not so much the weight itself, but it's the toxicity in the body. Now, before we even dive into that, let's take a look at the mind first. If we go back to what we learned through NLP, then if you're looking to lose weight, what happens when you lose stuff? You're always trying to find it again, right? And if you've been living life at a certain weight for so many years, now that is part of your identity. The people that you're around, your friends that you're with, the partner that you have, the kids that you have, the parents that you have, they all know you for who you are. As you start to lose that weight, they all start commenting, and it could be positive or it could be negative, but then that brings fear into your mind that, hold on a second, I'm changing into somebody that I don't know who I am anymore. And that's when you start to self-sabotage that new behavior that is actually making you better and healthy and probably happier, but you'll start to sabotage that unconsciously through making bad food choices or putting yourself in circumstances where you don't have a choice to eat bad foods. So you start to gain that weight back on again. So if we can just get completely away from the mindset of losing weight, because as long as you're stuck in that mindset of I want to lose weight, I can promise you 9 times out of 10, you're just going to stay on that yo-yo and you're going to lose 10 to 20 kilos and you're going to gain 10 to 20 kilos. You're going to lose it and gain it, lose it and gain it. And it's just going to be this never-ending cycle. You're never going to be happy. You're always going to feel like you're just a rat in a wheel, just going round and round and round in circles. So if we can get away from that losing weight sort of mindset and mentality, and let's get into getting healthy. So what are the steps of getting healthy? First of all, it is releasing and removing all the toxicity in the body. As I said, probably the biggest amount of toxicity that is building up in our body is coming from dead animals. So if you're eating more than 10% of animal protein, you need to cut that down straight away. Otherwise, you're never going to get healthy. And the science is backing it up. All of the doctors on our Fasting Summit agree, and the science is it's there now. It's undeniable, and the sooner we get on board with that, the better. Secondly, toxicity is coming in through the chemicals and stuff that we have. So all of your processed foods and drinks and things of that nature that we do have, we need to start replacing that with some better choices. So it doesn't mean you have to, just drink water all the time. There's tons of great choices now. You can get into kombucha, if that's be a good start for people who are addicted to fizzy drink. You can get into, starting exploring all different herbal teas. You can make some amazing concoctions with herbal teas. I think one of the main reasons that is rarely ever spoken about that I've seen personally come out of me is that most people self-sabotage themselves because they have parasites. I believe the parasites in the body are controlling our mind. I absolutely believe that. And if you've ever said that you get hangry and angry at the same time, then I would say it's a 99% chance that you've got parasites in your body that is actually, when you start to get healthy, it's used to feeding on flesh and blood. So it wants the meat. It wants all of those dead animals in your body because that's what feeds it. That's what allows it to breed. So when you have a breeding environment inside your body through eating those type of foods, parasites can lay between, I think it's 2,000 to 100,000 eggs per day. So imagine if you've been, feeding your body with those type of foods for so long, how many parasites are actually in your body? Now they can actually be, microscopic to a point where you can't even see them at all, to ones that are, pretty long and you can see. And if you've ever seen a video online where they actually pull out a bodybuilder's intestines and then cut it open, they've pulled out worms like this long. And I've seen worms this long come out of my body as well, because that's the life that I lived. And fasting, doing regular colon cleansing, and eating a plant-based whole foods diet is going to help you remove that stuff out of your body. Now, it's not going to happen instantly, but some of it will happen pretty quickly. But it's a process, and if you can continually do that process. So as you start on your fasting journey, you might want to fast for 7 days to start with, have a month off, fast for another 7 days, have 2 or 3 months off, fast for 10 days. At the same time doing colon cleansing and activated charcoal, which I've talked about before in this series. And you'll begin to dispel a lot of those parasites in the body. Now, not only that, as you get rid of the parasites, the toxicity is going to come out, yeah, sure, but also your mind's going to start to clear as well. You're going to remove that brain fog, and that's when you can start making better choices. Instead of when you start feeling like crap, you actually feel better all the time. You feel more alert, and you feel like you can make those choices where it actually becomes easy instead of it being hard like it once was for you. So these are just a couple of things. I could talk about this forever, but I don't want to go on too long because I've been trying to keep these under 10 minutes. So basically the point that I'm making is that as long as you're keeping that mindset of losing weight, then 9 times out of 10, you're never going to achieve what you want to achieve. And I'm saying this through what I've seen through being a personal trainer, through being a health coach, and seeing literally hundreds of people saying they want to lose weight until they make that shift and that mindset shift of I want to get healthy and I want to change my lifestyle choices that actually makes me healthy. that's when things begin to change. The easiest life I've ever lived has been right now. Hardest life I lived was when I wanted to get fit, when I wanted big muscles and a six pack. That was the hardest life I ever lived because I was doing it for the wrong reasons. I wasn't doing it to be healthy. So what I want to know down below is, what is your new goal based on what you've just heard? So your goal should not be weight loss, although that will definitely happen if you need to lose weight. I want to know your new goals so that we can begin to change our mind, focus on what is going to keep us healthy and what is instead of what's not. So leave that comment below and I'll speak to you next time.